you can grow to be a millionaire in all 6 aspects of health. That's right, it's not just about your bank account. We share tips every week to improve your physical, intellectual, spiritual, financial, social, and like today's episode, your mental health. Today, we're going to be focusing on how to improve your mental health with energy. Yeah, we don't know what kind of energy. We're going to find out real quick. If you've never seen Millionaires Are Made, this is the show built on the fundamental belief that every person you meet knows something you don't, and there's something to be learned from everyone in this big, beautiful world. In the spirit of authenticity, we don't talk about tips or advice before the show. In the green room, our guests are all going to keep it real. They're going to talk about their own advice from their own life journey. Now, what kind of energy is going to help your mental health? We're going to find out. Hopefully it's not just a show about caffeine and we talk about some real deep stuff, but we'll find out what our guests have to say. Audience, this is an interactive show. Please ask your questions, make your comments. We do answer them live, and we'll help you out along the way. Big shout out for our followers on Facebook, Bernadette George, Instagram, Rhino Hurst, TikTok, Greg Baird, and YouTube, Joan Francis Boyle. If you want to be shouted out, go follow us on our socials and you could be on our next episode. Yeehaw! If you're watching this and you want to be a guest, we love guests. Please sign up. We're dropping the link right now. You can also just go to www.millionairesaremade.com. And we would love to hear your advice. We know you have something to share with the world. And this is a great platform for you to go out and help grow humanity. If you're going through life right now and maybe you're struggling, maybe you had a recent death or a breakup, or lost your job, or the million of things that happen, let us know. Shoot us a topic. We love topic ideas, and sometimes we run low on them. So we'd love to hear topics from you guys, and we can go out and find 3 awesome guests to give you some tips and some advice to hopefully get through that tough part of your life. And if you do love what we do, getting experts to share info with you on how to grow, make sure you share, love, like, heart, send stars, subscribe, whatever it is on whatever platform you're watching. Definitely help support us. Thank you so much. All right. That is amazing. Let's go ahead and talk about our sponsor for the show. Couldn't do it without them. First off, we've got Sarah Jones. Sarah was buried in debt in a marriage that was failing and making more money than ever before. Oddly enough, this still did not feel like a millionaire. Sarah knew there had to be a better way. Following one of the big name programs for getting out of debt resulted in more shame, more debt, and living a life that felt awful. So she set out to find a way through the money mess, restore her marriage, and use the money that they were making to work for them and not against them. Now, Sarah's a financial coach who lives in an RV, helps people build healthy financial foundations, and to help them live the life they deserve. She works with couples, individuals, and small businesses to bring fun back to the money game. Go check her out, and her link is being dropped right now. Our next sponsor that we couldn't do this show without is Craig Satkovsky. His life exemplifies resilience and transformation. He's a 9/11 World Trade Center volunteer and lung cancer survivor. He overcame childhood trauma, addiction, and adversity to become a certified Les Brown Power voice speaker, real estate investor, and mentor. Craig's amazing. Through his inspiring storytelling, Craig challenges societal norms and encourages self-discovery, authenticity, and personal growth. His mission is to guide others past pain, embracing their uniqueness, and unlocking their true potential. Our next sponsor for this show is Amanda Colum, who is passionate about holistic health, combining science, faith, and frequency-charged nutrition to help others stay calm, aligned, and thrive. Her link is being dropped right now. And last but not least for our sponsors is Jesse Lewis, who brings unforgettable entertainment to your event. He's a comedy hypnotist. Definitely should hire him for your next event. He's hilarious and has interactive shows guaranteed to amaze and engage your guests. Check him out. Go say hi. He is insanely good. And now that we got all that out of the way, we're going to go ahead and get into the nitty-gritty mental health and energy. Our first guest is Dina. We're going to bring her out right now. Dina, who are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's a good day. Tell me who you are, Dina.
So my name is Dina Marabi. I've been in the coaching business for 23 years. I am a dog mom and I live in Montreal, Canada. And my aim really as a wellness and health coach is helping mostly women, but as well men, optimize their health, rewire their mindset, and actually reignite the confidence in themselves to thrive in their life and in their business.
All right. I love it. I love it. You sound like the perfect person for this next question. If I want to improve my mental health with energy, what tiny piece of advice would you give me?
The one tiny advice is seeing, are you doing activities that are expansive to your energy or contracting to your energy?
Ooh, tell me more about that.
So we want to bring something that is very accessible to everybody. And what I recommend all my clients to do is to look through their day. Let it be their activities, the people they're seeing, the tasks that they're doing with their jobs, and so on. And how do they feel after? Do they feel like they're expansive? Do they feel like they're good after that activity? And if it's expansive, it's actually giving you more energy, more health for your physical and your mind. But if you're doing activities that are contractive, which means they drain your energy, that is going to actually have a negative impact on your mental health. And one big thing as well, you also want to look at your environment, what you're wearing, the people you're hanging out with. So it's more of tallying up during your day, putting a score from 0 to 10. Zero, it's
Ooh.
contractive. You might see this one person and you feel so drained after seeing them. So they're actually taking your energy away. Then maybe there's other person that you meet or you're talking to, and it might be like a 10 on 10, and you're like, I feel so expanded with this person. I feel heard. I feel supported. I feel loved. And that person would be someone that you want to hang out more with. So it kind of helps you declutter your environment and understanding the people, events, and situations so that you actually have control of, for your mental health, am I doing the things that are expansive, energizing, or am I actually contractive, energy leaking, exhausting myself, maybe to people please? Because sometimes we might do things we don't want to do to make other people happy.
Does that in turn make us happy?
Sometimes the people pleasing might make us happy, but it's very often a trauma, in the sense that
Okay.
if you grew up when you were
Okay.
young and the only way that you were loved and supported is because you pleased your parents, you're always seeking that external validation. But in the end, as we're growing up, we feel like if we're not getting some of it a return and we feel like we're judged and we cannot be who we are, it does actually cause a negative effect regarding our mental health. That's what I've seen with my clients. When they're not nourished or fed properly from the people around them, they're actually going to be maybe going through anorexia, or they might be overeating, they might have more cravings, they might have more gambling, more food addiction, alcohol addiction. So when we're not able to actually nourish ourselves from those people pleasing and feeling like there's a back and forth relationship, we're going to find a way to self-soothe or fill that void in our heart through food or other substances.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Dina, where on your life journey did you learn this information?
So this information, I learned it actually in my 30s when I found I was in an unhealthy, emotionally problematic relationship and a problematic business. And I realized that I was so unwell, I was so unhappy, I was doing everything for everybody, but then Dina was actually forgotten. My values, my integrity, and my health were put on the sideline. So in one day, I actually ended up quitting the job, quitting the relationship, and I had to find myself again because I am very giving. I am a people pleaser, but there's a certain point someone's going to pay the price, and I was paying the price. So I had to kind of shift a lot of things to say I can still take care of myself, I can still take care of others, but nobody should be neglected in that journey, especially my physical health and my mental health.
Very true. Very true. Awesome, Dina. All right, we're going to move on to our next guest. We'll bring you
Thank you.
back out at the end of the episode. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Glauco. Glauco, tell me, who are you?
Well, I was born in Brazil and I'm a therapist. I have a master degree in marriage and family. I'm also certified metaphysical practitioner, and I'm also certified in domestic violence, addiction, family mediation. I'm also a career coach. So I work under umbrella of expertise. I'm also certified in transgender therapy.
Wow,
So
okay.
my love
You do a lot.
pets. That's one of my main things. Animals. I'm an animal lover.
What's your favorite animal?
I have two dogs and a cat. So they are my favorite animals, and a fish
They
tank.
are your and a fish tank. All right, let me ask you an important question, Glauco. If I wanted to improve my mental health with energy, what tiny piece of advice would you give me?
Well, my first recommendation is a short meditation. Short meditations, which I mean about that is 3 minutes max. You have to target what you want to achieve. So if you want to achieve to decrease your anxiety, so let's target 3 minutes meditation to decrease the anxiety or to improve your energy. Most of my clients complain are fatigue. I'm always tired. I keep hearing that all the time. So I suggest the meditation in combination of nutrition, you know, reduce the sugar intake, the carbs, light exercises. So, and I also have a mantra that I practice myself every day to shield myself from any negative people because that also brings your energy down. The more in contact you are with negative people, the more down your energy is going to be. So that's a pattern that you have to break. And you also have generational trauma. So I think Dina mentioned something about trauma. So the generational trauma is trauma that we bring from our family members, and we have to break that pattern to have a higher level of energy every day. So these are my suggestions, but start with the short meditation, I think is the tip of the iceberg.
Gotcha. Smart.
Sorry, I didn't understand what you said.
I Glauco.
You are
Oh,
breaking up.
I said, did you,
Where did I learn
where
this?
on your
I
life
learned
journey did you
this
learn this tip?
through my life. Yeah, you're breaking up, but I'm going to continue to answer the questions. So I learned this through my life. Since I was younger, I was a sponge. I was always observing people's energy and I was always a good listener. And I started work with mentors in Brazil. And then when I started living in United States, I transitioned that work and work with mentors here in Florida and California to learn how the techniques, how to enhance my energy, how to improve my energy levels. And then after I learned it, I start practice in my private practice in with my clients in person or telehealth. So it's a journey. It's a learning experience, and I'm always learning and teaching as well. I think it's a huge exchange when you are work with your clients in an energetic level.
I love it. Thank you so much, Glauco. We're going to move on to our next guest and we'll bring you back out for the round robin. Next up, we've got Megan. Megan, who are you?
Hello, hello. My name is Megan. I am the owner of Graceful Transcendence. So I am a death doula, intuitive healer, and Reiki master. So I help
Death doula,
people with
intuitive
end
healer,
of
Reiki
life
man.
and so I help people with end of life. I do energy clearings. I do lots of stuff in the physical and the spiritual realms.
Very cool. All right. Well, I think you're perfect for this question then. Megan, if I wanted to improve my mental health with energy, what small piece of advice would you give me?
I would say grounding every day. Grounding is can be the physical act of just getting barefoot in the grass, in the elements, in water, in sand, wherever you are, bare feet, and just kind of taking that deep breath and kind of soaking in, visualizing the energy from the earth's core being transferred up through your body, kind of filling your body with light, taking some deep breaths and just really soaking in that time. It doesn't require a lot, maybe 2-3 minutes, but definitely get bare feet in the grass to absorb and release that negative energy.
I love it. What a great idea. Grounding. I wonder. Okay. Good. All
So they
right.
now
Megan,
have
we're
grounding
Couple more.
mats and things like that. But, getting barefoot into earth is the best.
barefoot into earth is the best. Interesting. All right, Megan, where on your life journey did you learn that info?
So I learned that just years ago. The earth has its own frequency. The earth has its own heartbeat. And so we want to connect to that frequency. We want to connect to that earth, be able to come back and show gratitude to the earth, for everything that we have, for the plants, for the sun, for the air, for the water. So just being really grateful and showing gratitude back to the earth and absorbing that energy, that life-giving energy.
I love it. Megan, anything else you want to add before we bring everyone else out?
I'm good. Thank you.
All right, let's bring everyone out and talk about each other's tips. Dina, can you very quickly refresh what your tip was for us?
My tip is to evaluate in your day if you have expansive activities or people in your life, or contractive, energy draining activities, and then being able to add in more positive than negative to actually energize your mental health.
Glauco, what are your thoughts on her tip?
I think they are very, they will work very well. I think it's very positive. I really like your tip.
Thank you.
Megan, what are your thoughts on Dina's tip?
I love Dina's tip. Her tip I kind of came across as far as in a different, worded a little bit differently, but if today was my last day on earth, would I want to do what I'm about to do? If it's an immediate kind of gut wrenching, ooh, no, then something needs to change. I don't probably need to be around those people or go to this thing. So something I use in my daily life. So thank you, Dina.
It's very
Does
good.
that mean you never go to the DMV to renew your driver license?
Try to avoid those, you know?
Well,
It's
you
my
can
last
renew
day.
mine.
I don't need a license. Glauco, can you refresh what your tip was for us?
Yes, absolutely. I talked about the short meditation targeting a feeling or an energy that you want to overcome or bring to the surface, and shielding yourself. And as I said, I always repeat a short mantra. I surround myself the white light of God, show that only good things enter into my aura. So I'm shielding myself before I leave my house, so I'm protected and I can bring my energy levels up.
Awesome. All right. Megan, what are your thoughts on his tip?
I love it. Definitely visualizing a protective light bubble, kind of forming that from the feet all the way up to your crown. And I mean, same thing. You can kind of speak out loud and say, you know, angels, God, even call on ancestors and say, protect me, support me in this endeavor. So absolutely.
Awesome. What a good response. Dina, what are your thoughts on Glauco's tip?
Oh, I'm 100% for the meditation to kind of take away that clutter and be able to focus. Something that I do actually on a daily basis. And I feel it's very important to ground you. That is a little bit related to Megan, of quieting it down, meditating, tuning into yourself, seeing what is the message of the day, and then doing the mantra and focusing on that to bring that positive energy, which is actually a very amazing tip, Glauco.
Thank you.
Awesome. I love it. Megan, what can you refresh what your tip was for us?
Yes, grounding. So getting barefoot into the earth, getting that, absorbing that earth's energy.
Tell us why that's important.
It is important because, like I was saying, the earth has its own heartbeat, its own frequency. So when we get in there, we're able to kind of transfer, we're able to release our negative energy into the earth and absorb the positive energy. We're able to, life is life-giving. I mean, the plants, the water, the earth has its own frequency. We want to absorb and kind of bring in that frequency into our own.
I love it. All right. Very interesting there, Megan. We do have a question from the audience we're going to ask right now. From Luna. Dina, do you think connecting with ancestral wisdom, Megan, we'll have you answer this too since you mentioned ancestors, can provide healing energy for current struggles? I have heard this before.
Amazing question, Luna. I don't work necessarily with ancestral wisdom. I help clients understand from the moment they were born, what were the struggles, and being able to release whatever struggles or trauma they've had in their healing journey. But I think this could be nice as well for Megan, since she works a little bit more in that viewpoint.
Yes. So, absolutely. I would say connecting with ancestral wisdom can definitely provide healing energy. And connecting is a little bit, some people feel like there's all these hoops that you have to jump through. Sometimes it's as simple as speaking out loud. Um, God, universe, angels can't help with something that they don't know about. So sometimes we tend to keep that inward, and that's great. But speak it out loud. Even, I tell my clients, have that conversation out loud in the car while you're driving, and just riff on it. Hey, God, I really need your help. I'm about to go into this job interview. I'm about to go into this meeting. Can you please protect me? Give me the words that I need to, complete this sale, or, to get this, whatever it is that you need, speak it out loud. And the thing is, going back to Glauco's tip, sometimes people think that as soon as I ask the question, I should have the answer. Doesn't always work like that. Time is relative. So you may ask a question and you may not receive the answer for 2 weeks. But if you're not still enough and in that meditative and knowing state, sometimes you'll miss it. Sometimes the answer is the song that comes on the radio or the billboard you pass on the highway. And if you're not paying attention, you can very easily miss it.
That's a good point. That's a good point. And a lot of, yeah, I mean, the way the universe or God or whatever you believe in speaks to you definitely is oftentimes unorthodox.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly. And sometimes they'll bring people to you, places, things. So it's just paying attention to your surroundings, knowing what's around you.
all right. This question is for Megan, but we're going to have Glauco start and have Megan wrap up after. Glauco, are there any myths about energy healing or grounding that you'd like to debunk?
Well, I think, as Megan said, I think the connection between energy and grounding are very important. And I think the meditation is the first start for that. So you have to practice every day to have any positive outcome in life. I don't believe in any coincidences in life. There is always a reason. And so, what I usually suggest about meditation and grounding, you can go to any YouTube and Google short meditations for grounding, for peace, for prosperity, or anything related to healing. And I think that's how you work through your emotions and you shield yourself as well.
Awesome. Megan, you want to take over that a little bit? Any myths you want to debunk?
Any myths? I'm not sure about myths, but I think going back to, sometimes people think that energy healing or grounding is like this big, like you're going to notice this huge, the sign's going to come down from the sky and you're going to know that it's happening. It's not always like that. Sometimes it is the most subtle, non reactive things that is the energy clearing, that is the grounding, that is the sign from the universe. So paying attention and being really in tune with your body so you're able to see the signs and understand them. And sometimes, just paying attention, being more in tune with yourself. I think that it's more about that than just demystifying any myths with it.
All right. All right. You guys ready for another question? Or?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
This one is specific for Glauco. Well, Dina will have you follow up when he's done. Glauco mentioned meditation for beginners. What's the easiest way to start a meditation practice?
Well, it depends. You can do while you are sleeping. There are some meditations that are for you to do when you are sleeping. So you don't really have to start. You just can get a YouTube meditation focusing what you want while you are sleeping. Or you can also buy a CD and start meditating. Make sure that where you are practicing your meditation is a clear place. There's not It's not crowded. It's very quiet. That's your comfort level, your safe area. So I think the most important thing before we start a meditation is to feel safe, to feel confident. So, and then you can practice, and there's no right or wrong. And it doesn't mean that at the beginning you're going to get right. Maybe you're going to get tired at the beginning and you have to try again. So be persistent, don't give up. And one thing that I always suggest my clients is throughout meditation, try to bring your leadership skills, because when you bring your leadership skills, there's nothing that's going to stop you in life.
All right. Dina, anything you want to follow up with?
What I'd like to follow up, because the client asked me the question this week about meditation, is how can we just quiet the mind when there's so many things happening? So sometimes it's good to have guided meditations. So the one that I recommend my clients to start with is like the square breath meditation. And there's amazing videos on YouTube. And the aim of meditation is just like, how can I slow down and just kind of bring this mantra, bring this phrase? So the square breath meditation is quite nice because all you see is like a little ball going like in a square, and it just kind of quiets down the brain to be able in time to actually get into the deeper meditations that give you more enlightenment and more connection with yourself.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. All right. We've got another question here. Would it be possible to talk more about negative and positive energy? I think it's very important. Anyone can take this.
So it's a very good question because we look at negative and positive energy. And with a lot of the works of meditating and grounding will help you actually tune into you, what is positive and negative to you. But it's really looking at what I tell my clients, going from a scale from 0 to 10. 10, that means you do this activity and you feel so good after. 0, you do this activity and you feel so drained after. So when you look in terms of positive and negative, this can be different for every single person. It also can be connected to you being an introvert or an extrovert, because that as well has an impact on your energy. But it's seeing it when you do this activity, do you feel better? Do you feel lighter? Do you feel like you don't have to turn to food? Or if you feel like whenever something is very exhausting, you need more coffee, you need to eat, you don't sleep well, you're kind of short fused with people around you, you kind of hit a nerve more often. So always seeing is, how am I feeling after? Am I more like calm and connected? Or do I feel drained that I need something to kind of keep me going? But that can be like so many things. Each person has very different positive and negative energy activities.
Awesome. Any other additions to that?
I just think, complementing Dina, I think being selective in what type of activities you are engaging. Have that perception, what makes me feel good, what makes me feel not good, and having that selection. You surround yourself with people that are positive. The environment that you work, the environment that you are practicing any type of activity, that makes a huge difference.
I would like to just go off of Dina real quick, just going off of what Dina said, figuring out what, those things. But sometimes we get in our head and we believe our brain over our body. So check in with your body. Do you feel the tightness in your chest? Do you feel the pit in your stomach? Those are going to be indicators that whoever you're around, whatever you're doing is probably not a good activity or thing that is not aligned with you. So check in with your body and see, how does my body feel right now? What feelings are coming up? Sometimes, again, our mind and our body are on 2 different pages. So just making sure you're checking in with your body.
Very good.
All right, Megan, we've got another question for you too. Do I need to walk on grass, just on the ground, or specifically on soil, talking about grounding?
Elements. So grass, soil, sand, water, wherever you can get those elements underneath you is great.
Does taking a shower count if there's water on the floor?
Shower, you can. So that's where you're going to kind of go back into Glauco's kind of meditative. And so I would say at that point, you're going to imagine yourself connecting with the earth. You're going to imagine yourself releasing the negative energy, washing away the negativity, any of the stressors, anything like that. Visualize it going down the drain, and visualize yourself recentering, getting back into your body and clearing yourself and filling with the good energy. So it can be done. Absolutely.
It can be done. All right, guys. We are at the point in our. Go ahead. Was that you, Dina?
No, I didn't say anything.
Oh, all right. So we are at the point in our show where we have to come up with a daily challenge. This challenge must take less than 5 minutes a day, cost $0, and be available to anyone from Switzerland to the Congo in order to improve your mental health with energy. What thoughts do you guys have?
So I'm going to say ground. If it is cold outside and you can't get barefoot in the grass, you can always take an Epsom salt bath. Epsom salt is great for helping clear energy. So if you have a bath, Epsom salt bath, or get in and get grounding barefoot. A few minutes a day,
All
take
right.
some deep breaths.
All right, we'll do some grounding, and I would assume some meditation with that too, correct?
Yes.
And if I would add something, I would say, like, throughout your day after activities, putting your hand on your heart, another hand on your gut, really closing your eyes and seeing, like, do I feel good after this interaction? Do I feel expansive or contractive? And really taking that time throughout the day to tune in. You're going to fine tune that intuition and actually know if these activities are energy enhancements or not.
And I would suggest before you leave your house, shield yourself, protect yourself with a short mantra or a short prayer that you can do in less than 3 minutes so you can feel grounded, protected, and ready to go. Because I think living in our society nowadays is not an easy task.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Can you repeat that, Glauco? That was a very unique one. I like it.
Well, okay. I said before you leave your house, shield yourself, protect yourself with a short mantra or prayer. Doesn't matter what your faith is. Just could be a prayer or a mantra or even a affirmation. So you can shield yourself and protect yourself before you leave your house, because living our society nowadays is not an easy task. There's a lot of negative things happen, and we need to shield ourselves.
I kind of like how you put that. You know, everyone talks about affirmations, mantras. I like that you mentioned that to be actually as a shield before you go out. Very interesting intuition on that. A couple last comments. Unfortunately, Bakley, we already kind of went over this, so we're not going to answer. But taking a shower feels like meditation, so we're going to allow that. An Epsom bath is better, though, according to Megan. And then thanks for this topic, guys. I think it's important. Great show. Awesome. So we're going to wrap this up real quick. We officially have our daily challenge. Get yourself grounded barefoot in an element, water, earth, soil, something like that. Does air count? Can you like just put your feet up when it's windy? So we're gonna meditate at the same time. Put one hand on our heart, one on our stomach, right, Dina?
Mm-hmm.
And then before leaving our house, shield and protect ourselves with a mantra affirmation. I love it. All right. Well, that's all we came to do, really, was come up with our daily challenge. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to put you backstage, and we're going to wrap up the show real quick. Huge shout out to
Thank you.
Thank you.
Megan, Glauco, and Dina. Oh. With energy, we've got a sweet daily challenge. It shouldn't take you long at all. Yourself when you go out, and put one hand on your heart and one hand on your stomach. And I hope